So this project is made by me and Ana Tradition Vasconcelos and Carla Pauliello. We work on Fine Arts School in Lisbon. So basically, the name we gave it is Design Workshops for Non-Designers, and it is our strategy to spread design thinking among non-designers. And why design thinking? Well, it is playable. Okay, the thing I like about design thinking, it can be assumed as a portable data format for design. Higher here? Okay. So DT can be a portable data format for design and design process. Well, it is of course a joke about PDF. Okay, that stands for portable data file and portable data format, because as PDFs, I think design thinking, you can easily share, you can compact all the information without losing format or quality, and you can make all kind of information available for everyone. So for us, this is a starting point. And the main question, of course, of our investigation is how to disseminate DT among non-designers, and of course we have to be very careful. So design workshops dynamic is not about transposing the design formal education structure for a non-formal one. This is not what we want, okay? What we aim is to set a path for research in DT interaction with non-designers. And we ask ourselves, of course, should we do it? Okay, is design entitled to do that? Are no-designers able to play with us? Well, only time we do. I don't know why this is running without me. So, okay. So, only time will tell. But as far as we go, design workshop for non-design proves to be a rich field for experimentation from all stakeholders. So we gain something on this project, and non-designers gain a lot on this project, so I think we are safe. So as far as we go, as we are saying, these workshops prove to be a rich field for experimentation for all stakeholders involved. So why we did it? Okay, to find new ways to raise design awareness. For you, it might be a strange goal, but in Portugal, design is not fully past integrated. We don't have a design politic in Portugal. So we have lots to do. And our aim is actually to try to move design and design education and design presence to earlier stage of education and some cultural structures, because I think this is the right way to move nowadays in Portugal. And of course we have another goal, and the goal is always what a researcher's goal is, that is to get a new perspective. So what I meant actually by getting a new perspective. So it's from Ratatouille film.
Do you know what the scene is?
Yes, I think I do. After reading a lot of easy puffy about your new cook, you know, craving a little perspective. That's it? I'd like some fresh, well-seasoned perspective. Can you suggest a bit wide to go with that?
This, what?
Perspective. Fresh out of it.
I am.
Very well. Since all out of perspective and no one else seems to have it in this bloody town, I'll make you a deal. You provide the food, I'll provide the perspective. This would go nicely with a bottle of Cheval Blanc, 1947.
I'm afraid your selection?
Tell your chef, Linguini, that I want whatever he dares to serve me. Tell him to hit me with his best shot.
So we show this video to the students, and we put the work on place, and we started. So how actually we did it? Well, we returned the question to the students. It's all really pedagogical strategy, but it works every time. Every time a child comes with you with this funny question, and if you give you the time and the opportunity for him to build the answer, we go halfway and we get in a very good place, and so everything works well. So under the umbrella of concept design workshop for non-designers, each students choose a designer to be by relevance. Then each group of 3 students choose one designer as referenced by convergence criteria. Then they set their scope of actions. Of course, design in general is too large subjects to be addressed. And then they elect a design-related specific set of objectives to achieve. It means the skills to be passed on non-designers. Then identify goals. So stakeholders' achievements. This is very important. Everyone has to be a very clear picture what is going to gain about this activity. And then design the process tree and activity flow, establish the mean and develop the methodology and tools to be used by non-designers. Then the polished interface until the overall experience produce consistent results when tested with different subjects. And they'll build a presentation to trigger the workshop implementation. So in short, students had the task to find their own voices, choose the message to pass and the posture to adopt towards design and design dissemination. So they have all the power, they have all the freedom, okay? They are in the center of the problem. Then we pass on designer's process. So I want to show you the phase breakdown. So what we propose them to do, and we're doing this, all right, for 3 years now. When we submit the paper, we have made 2 years, 2 semesters. Now we are being doing this for three semesters. So first phase is the creation process and development. We name the deliverables as they are software deliverables because I think it is easy for them to understand. So in the end of creation process and development, what we are hoping them to deliver is an alpha version of it. It means it's not the functional one, it's a concept. It doesn't have to work, it's an idea, okay? Then they move to testing and feedback incorporation. It is the longest phase. So in this, they go from alpha to beta. They go to a concept that is not functional to a concept that it has to be functional and it is repeatable. This is a key. Then they streamlining and communication. So they pick the best alpha version that is in software. We call it a release candidate. That is the best alpha version that is not yet published, but it can be. So with this phase, and they have this streamlined beta or alpha version, then actually move to academic evaluation. Well, if we don't have COVID, as all of you have, we had some partners that we identified to actually implement it and test it outside the university, but we couldn't. Maybe next semester we can. So this is the picture for you to see what it is, the phase presentation, the first phase. You have the summary of the 3 designers that each student pick. I was really strict about they have to present a photo. They have to have a clear image, the face of the designer. Because I don't know if you experiment that with your students, but my students tend to abstract their reference. They know they have an older designer. They know the Apple's design before them, but they don't pinpoint it. They don't give it a face. They don't give a person to it. So they have to develop this kind of relation. They have to be. They have to elect one reference designer that they believe they have the key, the solution for this problem, and it started from there. Okay. Now, how they, because there are 3 students, how they move to 1 student? Well, I use the alphabet structure because I think it's really visual. So they establish the criteria they want to measure. Okay, they put their own alphabet and then they put this designer alphabet. They overlap everything and they have a very visual way to say, oh, this is the best designer for us, for the group. So they move there. So they have to explain that. They go the flow, the 5 whys, the goals, the parameter, and this is the alpha. Okay, they presented pictures with a concept. Again, the second one. This is the fun part. Okay, they test it in the group, between groups. Then we professors test it, and then they test it with their family. Okay. And then they also test it with friends. this group was very clever, because what he asked is their younger brother to go to the elementary school, and they tested there. Okay, so they actually have to find their own network that is available during COVID. So this is the third and the fourth part. So we are very proud of the quality of the presentation. They close the projects nicely, so they all take the time to, build a presentation, and it's graphically appealing. But most of all, and if you left the left picture, they smile it, they own it, they are really happy and thrilled to get there. So we don't have actually to grade it. We can see when they enter this room, we can feel, how proud they are for doing this job. And I think it's a turning point for a professor and of course for a young designer. So I will show you very rapidly. I don't know how many time I have. Well, because of the clock, I'm safe. Okay. So we choose this one, this because it's really well explained, the problem they face. So how we can measure what are you doing, and how can we make the outcome work. So this is here in the bottom. You can see this presentation. This is a format that Ana Vasconcelos came with. So because it's easier for them, instead of using an A4 or an A5, we make these actually 3 A3s, and they can actually present it, and everyone presenting in the same format. So it flows nicely, and so you can understand where they come and when they go. Then they started for this Sergio Rodrigues from Brazil, and the definition of identity and what you want to convey. Then give shape and concepts and that you want to represent, shape abstraction for get to the essential. So what they want is to give a tool to non-designers to actually can design his own identity in an abstract way. So it's a little bit, difficult to do. So first, they have a set of protocol. They have words, then they have pictures, and so you choose the words that you think that represents you. You choose from the given pictures the ones that represent you. You make a collage, and then you have to abstract. And this go terribly wrong. So the first result, nobody is happy with it. Okay, it's like this gift that you get from the Mother's Day. And you have to put on your drawer because it's too ugly, but you don't want, to offend your child because it's made with lots of love, but it doesn't work. So it doesn't show what design made for you. So no different at all, okay? Non-designers didn't get the design process here. So they shift. They choose better image. They choose better words. They invented this little stuff here. You see this, I made a arrow there. So they make like a frame. Sorry, I'm so late now. And then the result didn't change, so they have to evaluate it. They stop everything and they change it. Now you remove all the words that you don't, that you are not, and remain what you want. And then you have this little frame, and you still drawing, no results. Then what you do, we take the drawing out of the system. So now you have the words, and then you have the collage on photos, and then you have, because you go to scale it and abstract, you have fabrics. So you have another layer of feeling. You have texture. So, but you have the same model. So you collage one time, you collage the second time, and the result is perfect. And everyone is perfect. And everyone understands why and what design did for them. So there are several different persons with same results, okay? And so it ended. And in the end, they also need the feel to make a kit. So when you go out of the workshop, you go with what you've done and an explanation of what you do with all the information, so you can also pass it along. Okay, I can tell, oh, I was in a workshop and I made some collage. No, oh, I have all the information I know to pass along the information I get in, in the secure way. So then there are several other. This is about human and bots, okay, with very well service blueprints and 3D tools, and this very physical approach to it. Then we have this one, it is amazing, about Kaniara, and they have this difficult concept about void and white, okay? And for a not Japanese person, this is like a terrible, strange concept to approach, but they did it, and then they invent a word, it's every thinker, and they make a kit. Okay, it's not a methodological IDEO cards, but you know, it's an everything card. So then you can actually do. The next ones have a different approach. They make a book, actually. It's a publication. It's about typing. So you get to type and then to understand why you do it and what is important in typing and typewriting. And then these guys challenge you to think as a designer and see as a designer. It was amazing because we get to revisit our classroom that we spent lots of time on, okay? And the result is this, a completely new look, okay? Then these guys is so fantastic. So they started on their brands, and they have a share, okay, that is made, is a symbol of a culture, of society. And then we ask you to design a new society for this object. And then you get a new society, and then you get to design a new object. So you have the same connection, but you have an evolution. Here, these guys started with Peter Zumthor, and they give to non-designers the same kit that we architects and designers, space designers have: scale, texture, form, and they have to do it. Okay, so we handle, if you actually modulate the tools, they can be shared by non-designers and designers. And here, they also can go and approach alternative realities with speculative design, or here, for example, and this is, I put this today because if you see, the challenge is mix and match. Okay, you have an object, you describe an object, and you draw an object, okay? And then you mix all the cards. So you have to invent a new object with a description of an object and the drawing of another. And you go as far as you go. The result was not good until we find out that if you take it from a level and then you give it to another person to get it to another level, it works really nice. And the end, the one that I love the most, is what can happen by error. So on a certain, this is about Vitor Papanaki, Roslov Grove, and the Rembrandt workshop. So I end up with bees on the task, okay? And the task should be design a train. But because of the semantics, I can want to be a train, or I can be a train and I want a bee train. So this opens all kinds of perspectives. So the best part is doing it. Result numbers, 3 semesters, 2 classes and 12 workshops per semester. In each tested 3 times with 10 people. So it's like tens of people involved. I think it's a very good sample. The feedback, although it's not informally quantified, support the work and the opportunity to cooperation with public institutes. And I hope that we can be a tool to get students to implement it. This is the goal, okay? We have a bridge. So they can do it in our classroom, and then they can do it outside. So they can start it working and spreading it, okay, and monitor as well. So in short, next time is finding out how far can we go without losing design meaning, and how less design can we do to favor the unexpected. Thank you. Ta-da.